podcast that turns your heart around, and next thing you know, you're listening every week. Surely it can't be serious is happening. It's time for Jason, time for D. I'm serious, and please don't call me Shirley. This is your old pal Z, so take it from me, you're in for a treat.
All right, D, you and I have talked about who has had the greatest 24 hours in the 80s.
Yeah.
And we talked about Billy Joel having it where he came home and in his apartment waiting for him was both Christy Brinkley and Elle Macpherson.
Yes.
We also talked about how Lionel Richie hosted the AMAs, and then afterwards he wrote We Are the World, and everybody came together and made this incredible song.
Yeah.
I now have a new nominee for greatest 24 hours in the 1980s.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
February 25th, 1981.
Okay.
The Grammys.
Ah.
Christopher Cross, in a clean sweep, wins Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Album of the Year, New Artist, and also just throw in Best Arrangement on a song.
Right. For kicks.
He cleans up
Yes.
in the 81 Grammys.
Had never been done before and wasn't done again for almost 40 years. Billie Eilish did it in 2020.
There you go.
Yeah.
Heck of a night, man.
Yeah.
So today, everybody, welcome to the Shirley Can't Be Serious podcast, where we're talking about Christopher Cross.
Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it.
The Christopher Cross.
The Christopher Cross. Our Patreons clamored for this matchup. I mean, am I true? Or
No,
is that right?
It was a dead heat between this one and Chicago and Survivor. It really was.
So this week we are starting our comparison of Christopher Cross's greatest hits to Air Supply's greatest hits.
We know we are normally if we're going to do rock and not do pop, we're normally a hard rock approaching heavy metal kind of duo, us. We haven't done a whole lot of soft rock. As a matter of fact, I couldn't think of any soft rock that we've done. But I would say these are, if you want to call them guilty pleasures, these are my guilty pleasure soft rock guys. Air Supply and Christopher Cross. Turn it up, baby. I don't care.
We don't care.
We don't care. Okay, but for those of you who are not into the soft rock, like Jeff Johnson,
Yes.
who called us out over Shirley Fest and was like, what are you guys doing? You're going to do Christopher Cross? Now, it's October 2nd.
Yes.
You have anything to say to me?
Almost
Yeah?
kissing your 40s goodbye. Happy birthday.
Yeah, my birthday tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
And I've mentioned this before. I share a birthday with Tommy Lee, Frank Hannon, and Stevie Ray Vaughan.
We're going to talk about him, I think.
Well, I'm going to talk about him right now.
Okay.
Right now, because this is relevant to today's podcast, all right?
Yeah.
So, Stevie Ray Vaughan, back in 1974, was nobody. He was still playing with club bands, had not gotten Double Trouble together. I mean, he was well known as a blues guy, but nobody cared about the blues at this point in history. He was literally borrowing a guitar from the guitar shop just to play in his gigs. He was playing, get this, he was playing with Stephen Tobolowsky. Does that name ring a bell for you? You don't remember him? Well, he is sure heck fire remembers you.
Oh my gosh. Ned the Head?
Ned the
Get
Head.
out.
Ned Needleman. Ned Meyerson was in fact in a band with Stevie Ray Vaughan
No.
at some point. Not even kidding this. All right. I'm not kidding. But that's
With
that's
5
where
seconds
he
in,
was.
you've blown my mind
Okay, so
already.
that's where Stevie Ray Vaughan was, right? Now, if you know Stevie Ray Vaughan, or if you happen to be a guitar player and just are familiar with some of the more iconic guitars in history, his is one of the most iconic. Very clearly, everybody will recognize it because it has his initials, SRV, stickered onto the pick guard of the guitar. Now, little side note, the guy he had go get his stickers actually couldn't find a V. It's actually a U. which is why it's very
Close
rounded.
enough. I mean, why not?
And who knew at the time, right? So back in 1974, Stevie Ray Vaughan bought this guitar secondhand. It's a secondhand guitar. Now, this is the guitar he called the Wife. This is his number one guitar. And you look at it today, it's in the Texas Music Museum down there, and the finish is completely worn off where he's just hit it so many times with the pick. It's got cigarette burns in the head. The head of it actually broke and had to be replaced with something else, right? But this is the guitar that he played as his main guitar for his entire career. And we all know how good that sounds, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, here's the rest of the story. It had been traded the day before Stevie Ray Vaughan bought it. It had been traded to the guitar store by Christopher Cross.
What?
There you go.
What?
Christopher Cross wanted a beefier guitar. He had been playing this Fender, and he wanted a beefier guitar, and so he went in and traded his Fender Strat for a Gibson Les Paul.
What?
And it's this 59 Gibson Les Paul that he got, that he plays on the first song that we're going to talk about today. And let me just tell you, in researching this episode, I think I can say with confidence, Christopher Cross is the most underrated guitar legend that has ever been big in the music industry.
I love it.
I mean, we talked about it with Prince, but Prince, you've got Let's Go Crazy. You've got the solo that he did when they covered My Guitar Gently Weeps. I mean, he's obviously a musical genius. But Christopher Cross, nobody thinks about him playing guitar other than they happen to have seen him on stage with the guitar in his hand. But when we get to the first song that we're about to cover, we're going to talk about the guitar solo at the end of it, and I think minds are going to be blown.
Let's get into it, man.
All right, let's go.
All right. We are covering Christopher Cross's greatest hits.
Yes.
So this is an album that came out in 1991, so we're going right down the track listing.
Yep.
However, there are a few songs where I'm like,
I had the same thought. I've got a challenge for you, all right?
Yeah.
I think there are probably 3 songs on this album that could have been replaced with better hits by Christopher Cross. I want you to tell me which 3 songs and
You're
which
on.
3 songs you would replace.
You're on. Okay. Let's go to song number 1. That song is called
Ride Like the Wind. Okay, so one of the highlights of Shirley Fest, which was just happened this past weekend, was when Jeff Johnson was calling us out on covering Christopher Cross, and we're like, what about Ride Like the Wind? And he said, what? And we said, Ride Like the Wind, and played it, and he was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that this was Christopher Cross.
Yeah, I talked to him today, and he goes, when I said I didn't like Christopher Cross, he's like, I remember D like slow motion turning to me. He goes, and then he dropped the needle on Ride Like the Wind, and he goes, I had no idea that was Christopher Cross. What a great song.
And I've got such a long way to go. Such a long way to go. Make it to the border of Mexico. So I ride like the wind, ride like the wind.
This is the debut single off of his debut album. Went to number 2, was kept out of the number 1 spot by Blondie for, I believe, 4 weeks in a row, which he said was not fair because Blondie only released that song as a single. You didn't have to go buy the whole album. You could only buy a single. So,
That's
of course,
cheating, yeah.
It had more album sales than his did, right?
Hey, okay. Yes, that's all true.
Yeah.
I got to give you this top 10, though.
Oh, heck yes. Give it to me, yes.
So there's some Shirley stuff going on right here, okay?
Of course, yes.
So as you said, this song was released in January of 1980. It reaches number 2, April 26, 1980. Here's your top 9. I'm going to give you 9, okay?
Yeah.
So number 9, You May Be Right by Billy Joel.
Love it.
Number 8, I Can't Tell You Why by the Eagles.
Okay, great. Yep.
Okay. Number 7, Fire Lake by Bob Seger. We just talked about how we both kind of love that song.
Exactly, yes.
Number 6, Lost in Love by
Air Supply.
Air Supply.
Yeah.
Number 5, Special Lady by Ray Goodman and Brown.
Don't recall that one.
Just listen to that song.
Yeah, I would know it if I heard it.
It's horrible. No, it's terrible. I'm like, what are we doing here?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4, With You, I'm Born Again by Billy Preston and Sarita.
Okay.
I listened to that one. What are we doing, people?
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, we talked about when we did our top 5 of 1980. It was a tough
It's
year.
a little rough.
And this is the beginning of 1981, right?
This is like the remnants of the 70s.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, Another Brick in the Wall.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Then you've got Ride Like the Wind and Call Me.
Some stinkers, but some absolutely Mount Rushmore kind of songs.
Exactly, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I listened to an interview with Christopher Cross, and he did say, my clock may be off just a bit on the chronology. He did say that they held his first album until after Christmas 1979.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I show that it was released in 1979.
Okay.
I'm going to make the case that this is the last great album of the 70s.
Okay.
So the competition is an album by Utopia,
Okay. We're saying this is what, the last week of 1979?
1979, last week of 1979.
Okay.
You have another album by Neil Diamond called September Morn.
Okay.
I didn't recognize anything on that album.
All right, yeah.
I'm not saying it's not great. I don't recognize it.
Uh-huh.
And then you have The Clash, London Calling, but that was like a week earlier.
Okay.
So great album, not the last great album though.
Okay. Okay.
There
I
you
like
go.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the story on this.
Tell me.
So we've established that Christopher Cross is a great guitarist, and we're going to learn more about that when we look at the end of this song.
Right.
But he was so good that when Deep Purple came down to Houston and Richie Blackmore got sick and couldn't play, they were going to cancel the show. And somebody said, hey, there's this kid
I know.
who not only can shred the guitar, he knows all of your Deep Purple songs. And that kid was Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross. Christopher Gebert at that time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You're right. They denied this for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And then at the end of Deep Purple's career, they finally acknowledged it. Richie Blackmore said, I've had people kind of step in and kind of help me on stage a little bit here and there. He goes, but I've never had anybody sub for me. And he goes, you're the only one.
And did you tell me that like they put him in a wig and like
They
did it up?
tried to disguise him. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think he actually had long hair at that point in time in history.
They did not call attention to the fact that it was not Richie Blackmore.
Right. They did not say introducing Christopher Gebert on guitar.
Right.
Okay. So he was that good. He's playing for a lot of guys, just a great guitarist. He actually started as a drummer, but I'll get into that later.
Right.
But he's playing guitar and doing very well. But there's only so much money that can be made playing guitar in bands in the late 70s, right?
Right.
And so he's an entrepreneur. He started a little side business selling weed.
Of course he did. Yes.
And he sold so much weed that by the mid to late 70s, he had accumulated $50,000
Yeah.
that he had in the Broadway bank.
Right.
With that $50,000, he decided, okay, I need to get a good demo. He bought himself an 8-track. He knew a guy down in Austin who was opening a brand new studio. So he has a buddy, Steve Shields, who is building a full professional recording studio down in Austin. And he just says, hey, can I bring my own equipment in at a time that you're not recording, like 5 a.m.? Let me come in at 5 a.m. and I'll record my demo with my own equipment. I just need to be in your space to have that, because they build it to have the best sound, right?
Sure.
And so he's playing in clubs 7 nights a week. One of the songs that he's covering is a song called 1985 by Wings.
You sent this to me today.
Yes.
I was blown away.
Okay. So when you're in a band and you have to play 7 nights a week, you have to do things to extend your set. I mean, there's only so many songs that you can learn. And so you're like, okay, what can we do to extend the song? Now, 1985 is already like a 5 minute and 40-second long song, but there's this break at about 3:40 in.
Before you play that clip, D,
Yes.
is it weird to think that there was a time when they were writing about the future being 1985?
Yeah. Okay, so about 3:35, that piano drop happens, and then the guitar solo starts happening. It's in C minor. And so to extend the song, Christopher Cross is playing extra stuff, and he's developing his own riffs. Okay, so they've played for 7 nights. He's got this kind of riff. They're driving from Houston to Austin so that they can get to the studio by 5 a.m. to do their recording like they planned to. And on the way, he decides to drop some acid.
Because why not?
It was the 70s, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you going to do? So he drops some acid, and on the way, he is thinking about this riff that he's been playing over this 1985 song, and he comes up with a plan for a new song called Ride Like the Wind.
Gonna ride like the wind.
He writes it in red marker on a yellow notepad as they drive from Houston to Austin, and he's tripping balls.
Right?
It's about a guy who is sentenced to death who is riding like the wind to get down to Mexico to escape the justice.
I love it, man. It's kind of that cowboy feel, you know?
Yes.
Okay, Michael McDonald sings the answer back in the chorus in this song.
Yeah.
Okay. The Doobie Brothers were recording Taking It to the Streets, like in the studio next door. Mm-hmm. And he said Michael McDonald poked in one day and was just like, "Hey, what's going on over here, guys?" And he said it was kind of heartbreaking for Michael McDonald because he's like, "I like what you guys are doing over here better than I like what's going on over there."
Oh, wow.
And so he's like, "Listen, if you need me to sing a little bit, help you out."
Yep. He actually started by singing on a different song.
Yep.
Christopher Cross had sang both the question and the answer on this deal. And they were like, I wonder if we can get Michael McDonald to come back.
So good, right?
Yeah.
You know who else sings on this track right here?
Tell me.
Don Henley.
Shut up.
Don Henley.
What?
Yeah, so he sings back up on this track.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow.
So the interviewer was saying, "How did you get Don Henley, dude? Like, you're a first-time artist, you get Don Henley of the Eagles?" Yeah. He said, "Well, he's a Texan, and I'm a Texan, and Texans support each other."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right.
So, real quick, before we leave,
Yes.
I have to talk about the solo at the end.
Let's talk about it.
This solo is fantastic. If you want to get the full treatment, check out Rick Beato's webpage. This one's got like 3.3 million views. As he says, this is an incredible solo that you can't hear.
You can't hear it.
You can't hear it because
It's buried.
they turned Michael McDonald all the way up and they turned his guitar to 5.
Right.
And it is freaking brilliant. And I mean, as Rick Beato is trying to play and listen, and he was able to pull the track. Like he got the stem tracks and he was able to pull it and hear it. He's throwing out names like, this is Angus Young. This is Terry Kath. This is Jimmy Page. You know, he is just throwing out, and he's right. These guitar licks that Christopher Cross is doing are just amazing, and it's completely covered up by a loud piano and a loud Michael McDonald. And I'm really glad. Apparently, like Christopher Cross, like when Rick Beato put this video out, like everybody started blasting Christopher Cross with it. So Christopher Cross showed up at Rick Beato's place and was like, "Let's talk about it." And so they talk, and he was like, "Honestly, it didn't even occur to me that it was a problem because he was intimidated when they got there." Which, by the way, the intimidation that they all felt, because they're new musicians in this space, is why we have this unmistakable 4 on the floor, boom, 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 boom. Because the producer was like, "Listen, guys, let's just give something on every beat so that you've got it and you're not losing your place and all this other stuff." But he's very, like, I wouldn't say insecure, but he's humble about his own guitar playing. And I can't blame him because Eric Johnson plays on some of these songs. Steve Lukather plays on some of these songs. I mean, he's a smart guy. He is surrounding himself with the best in the industry.
Absolutely.
But this guy has amazing chops that nobody knows about because he just said, here's my first one. I'll play the solo on this one. And now we're just going to get people better than me.
That sounds like the end of Running with the Night with Lionel Richie, where Steve Lukather is just going crazy.
Yes. And he's blisteringly good that you can only hear every once in a while. And he said, didn't think about it. What we were trying to do was create a wall of sound. They were trying to do the Phil Spector, it was a wall of sound. It was just, he was the mortar instead of the brick.
He is a huge Beach Boys fan.
Yeah.
Dub, dub, dub.
There you go.
Okay, next song.
Next song.
Next song on this album is a song called All Right.
Okay, It's 1983.
Yes.
You're watching the NCAA Division I men's playoffs.
Yes.
Okay. And you might be watching because there's this incredible player from North Carolina named Michael Jordan.
That's true.
But you probably weren't because not that many people. I mean, unless you're from North Carolina or were just a big basketball fan, he was just like this kid who was up and coming.
Yeah.
It was probably even less likely that you were there for North Carolina State.
No, without a doubt.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's the finals, and they're against Houston, and they're 8-point underdogs. And I watched the end of this game, and it's one of the most memorable moments
Huge.
in NCAA playoff history.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're cornering them up by the half court. Like they're doing everything they can not to get fouled. The game is tied. Finally, like last 2 seconds, chunks one up from
A prayer.
a deep shot, and it arcs and falls short. But Lorenzo Charles is right under the goal, jumps up, grabs it, and slams it in at the last second. And they win the game, beating Houston. Now, I say all that to say, a few minutes later, you have Britt Musburger introducing the highlight video. And what song should be playing with the highlight video but All Right by Christopher Cross.
'Cause it's alright, I think we're gonna make it. Think it might just work out this time. It's alright.
First of all, I love that song and that game. I mean, Jim Valvano, the coach for North Carolina State, I could still see him running around the court looking for somebody to hug.
He was like, what just happened?
What? And on that Houston team, you have Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, like these guys, Phi Slamma Jamma, that is a
mammoth.
all-timer team.
Yes.
I heard a guy say that Orson Welles would skip breakfast, lunch, and dinner before North Carolina State would beat Houston. And of course, they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I've got a trivia question for you regarding this song. I think I gave it to you the other night.
You did.
And I called my buddy Jim Butler and I called David Wright. This is the question.
Yeah.
Name the 5 songs in the 80s that have debuted on the Hot 100 at number 29 or higher. Mm-hmm. I'll give you one. This is one. Right? Okay.
Right. Was this one 29?
29.
Okay.
This debuted at number 29. When it, like, literally, you release it, it's number 29 on the charts.
Yeah. So when you asked me this question, it took me about 5 seconds to go, Thriller. And you were like, yes. Because that one, we know the history on that. Like, they didn't even want to release Thriller as a single, but the album was doing incredible. They were making this incredible video, that was planned. And so I can see, release that as a single, it's going to be debuting very high.
Very high.
And what was it? Where?
20.
20. That's the highest.
Released Thriller and it like a bullet.
Okay.
But Thriller only moved up 16 places. It never got
hit number one.
to number one.
That's crazy. And then you said there was a duo. There was
a duet.
A duet. That's
Yes.
right. Yes, a duet. Like two guys who didn't normally sing together.
That's true.
Right. Not the Righteous Brothers.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So a duet, a band,
Yes. And then we're going to say a special circumstance.
a special circumstance. Okay. So it took some clues, and you did go, well, one of them's one we're studying now. And I'm like, okay, Christopher Cross. But I could not have told you it was this song.
For sure, right?
But he was on so much fire from that debut album.
Huge.
Like, sweeps the Grammys. Like, I mean, it's crazy.
And Arthur's theme. Don't forget that.
Yeah, Arthur's thing comes in. It wins the Oscar. Almost wins a bunch of Grammys itself.
Sure.
And so I'm like, okay, duet. I got nothing. And you're like, we've covered one of their songs. I'm like, man. And then I think of Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. And I'm like, is it The Girl Is Mine? And you're like, no. And I'm like, is it Say, Say, Say? And you said, yes.
Say, Say, Say debuted at number 26.
Okay. And then there was a band that was involved. And I think on this one, I don't remember how far along on this one, but we had talked about it over the weekend and we talked about covering this band. And I was like, is it Men at Work? And that is what it was.
Overkill, number 28.
That was a shocker to me.
Yes.
Okay. And I think I guessed the other one, and I just brought the album in here. And we were just talking about it moments ago with Lionel Richie's. Okay. Just brought the album in here. Yeah, get it in front of the camera. There it is. Thank you, Christopher Weber. You got that for me last year. We're putting it on the wall now. But Lionel Richie's Best 24 Hours, this song, what did this debut at?
We Are the World debuted at number 21.
Nice.
But let's not let All Right get buried in this. It
No.
debuted at number 29. That's incredible.
It is incredible.
So, and it's the first single off the second album of Christopher Cross.
Yep.
Jeff Porcaro, Mike Porcaro, and Steve Lukather play on this song.
3 of the key members of
Toto.
Also played on Thriller, by the way.
They sure did.
All of them.
They sure did. This was the last song written for that second album
Okay.
because they were trying to, they looked around and they're like, we need something a little radio friendly.
Uh-huh.
And here you go.
For 1980, what was it? 3, 4?
83.
1983, this is very radio friendly.
So
For
this
1987, not radio friendly at all.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
So, as we've talked, 83, 84, pretty stacked with hits.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to roll through this real quick. All Right peaks out at number 12, okay?
Okay.
Number 11 is You Are by Lionel Richie.
Okay.
Powerhouse in the 80s.
Sure.
Number 10, maybe one of the worst songs of the 1980s, Past the Duchy by Musical Youth.
I don't remember that one at all. Okay.
Man. Number 9, Back on the Chain Gang
Okay.
by the Pretenders.
Yep.
Number 8, We've Got Tonight,
Uh-huh.
Kenny Rogers and Sheena Easton.
Right.
Number 7, You and I by Eddie Rabbitt and Crystal Gale.
Okay. Yeah, I remember
Hang
that
on,
one.
hang on.
Okay.
Number 6, Baby Come to Me. No? All right.
No.
Number 5, Hungry Like the Wolf.
Sure.
Number 4, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?
Culture Club, right?
Culture Club.
Yep.
Number 3, Stray Cat Strut.
By the Stray Cats. Had that LP, by
Right.
the way. Yeah.
Number 2, Shame on the Moon,
Okay.
Bob Seger.
Yeah.
And number 1, Billie Jean.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
You
of
are
course.
not knocking Michael Jackson off
Yeah.
that perch.
No. I didn't realize that Shame on the Moon got so high.
Number 2.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So, by the way, just a little tidbit.
Yeah.
All Right by Christopher Cross was used for the NCAA highlight reel for a few years until one shining moment came and took over.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Next song on the album is a song called Someday.
Here's a song for the heart so lonely, the ones who feel that love won't come, looking to find that one and only.
What do you think?
I feel like this could have been used as the introduction for some 80s sitcom.
I agree with you. Like Empty Nest or something
Yeah,
like that.
like I can see people doing the freeze frame and the little name going underneath them, you know. You know how they do that with Predator? Like they change the
yeah.
the end of Predator.
Yes.
And it's got that would be a perfect song to throw on the end of Predator to see if it works.
Yeah. I could see that, you know. Use it at the end in The Facts of Life or something like that.
I am totally going to do that. I want to find a way to do that.
This song came out in 1988.
Whoosh. Okay.
Doesn't really feel like 1988 to me.
No, that's why I was saying where this would have been radio friendly in 83, not in 87, not in 88.
Okay. I'm going to say this is where we drop in our first
Replacement.
song.
I think you're right.
Okay.
You're taking out Someday.
Yes.
What are you putting in its place?
Let's go with Swept Away.
Okay.
I never had anything happen so fast. Took one look and I shattered like glass. I guess I let it show 'cause your smile told me you knew.
So, ironically, since I just said that the other song that we threw out could have been used for a sitcom, if you happen to remember season 3 of Growing Pains, episodes 1 and 2, where the Seaver family go to Hawaii for a vacation,
Yeah, for sure.
Kirk Cameron, aka Mike Seaver,
Yeah.
immediately upon arrival falls in love with a beautiful Hawaiian tour guide, and the montage that follows plays this song from beginning till end.
Yeah.
Like, I just have to think like they're just like, hey guys, we're rocking the networks right now. How about you give us a free vacation and you guys find a way to fill up a bunch of space so that we don't have to talk much. Okay, we're going to do a love montage with Christopher Cross Swept Away playing through the entire thing.
I know, right? So I told you this is like the ballad of Mike Seaver, right? So he's looking at this little Hawaiian girl who's like giving the tour, and she's beautiful and all that
she's
stuff.
gorgeous, yeah.
And I could see where a 17 or 18-year-old boy would be like, I'm swept away.
Yeah.
I went to Kauai a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to a hamburger stand there in Kauai. And
You've talked about this on our third episode?
Did I?
I think because we talked about Raiders of the Lost Ark.
that's right.
Yeah.
It was right by the mountain that the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark is filmed at.
Yes.
And there's a little hamburger stand there, and their number one seller is an Island Girl. And it's a burger with pineapple and cheese on it. It's great.
Yeah.
So when you buy the burger, you walk up to the front and you say, I'd like to take an Island Girl home with me tonight. And it was
Wouldn't we
great.
all? How about a burger instead?
Okay. All right. Next song on the album is a song called Love is Love.
Checking out the sand streets of this island town. I got my golden
I can see Jason finally dancing with Catherine Colvin, who's been begging him to dance for years now.
Right.
With his little Hawaiian shirt on and a little hip shaking with this song.
Love is Love.
Man, so we didn't mention that in Ride Like the Wind, it starts off with the breeze blowing. You got that whoosh,
Yeah.
but it's very subtle. They're like, we're worried it was going to be a little too cheesy, but we just kept it low, and
It's awesome.
music comes in quick. This one has the sounds of birds and waves. And
Seagulls, yeah.
yeah, you're out on the beach pretty quickly into the song.
I mean, put a lei around my neck, give me a drink with an umbrella in it. Let's go to the beach. I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
No, yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't used in Cocktail.
Love is love.
Love is love in any language, right?
Yeah.
faded into passion, that girl and I. Love is loving in any language. Today I need somebody to take care of me, chica.
Not his best work, but still an okay song.
Yeah, this is a decent song. I like it. I wouldn't kick it off of the album.
Right.
We'll leave it on the beach, but I mean, definitely. If I'm on the beach, this thing comes on, I'm letting it play out, and I'm drinking my pina colada.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Next song on the album.
Next song on the album is Words of Wisdom.
I can hear your voice and I have no choice, 'cause the pain is too deep inside. And the hurt of a love that is lost has no cure, but the love of another heart.
Okay, so this is off his second album, last song on the album, and for my money, it is fantastic. I love this is pure Christopher Cross for me. Just love it. Song about how people try to keep giving you words of wisdom whenever somebody's broken up with you, and they all sound the same, and it doesn't ease the pain.
He has the voice of an angel.
He really does. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful voice.
It is. It's in that upper register.
And he can go even higher. There are a few of these songs where he takes it up another notch, and I'm just like, dang.
Yeah.
And it's not even a struggle. He's not straining. It's just like he's just going to go there, and it's going to be casual for him. He has got incredible range.
Yep. I heard him talk about this album. He did go to Ballad Town a little bit in this album, but he said, listen, this is the process that I went through. These are the songs that I wrote.
Yeah.
They tried to turn me into kind of a rock artist on my third album, but this is where I was at the time, and that's cool.
So he can shred like Richie Blackmore,
Right.
but that's not what he wants to do.
Right.
He loved Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
He grew up, he loved Steely Dan. By the way, on the note that he is an incredible guitarist, Steely Dan tried to get him to come play on their stuff.
I know.
And Steely Dan is known for being hyper critical about getting the best musicians to come play guitar. And he's like, I'm not good enough to do that. Yeah.
It's incredible.
But this song is, I mean, it's beautiful. It pulls at your heartstrings. You can identify with the emotion that he's going through. The melody is a hook. It's just all wonderful from beginning to end.
The meteoric rise that he went through from he literally playing fraternity parties and super small clubs to opening for the Eagles
Yeah.
and Bonnie Raitt, and was so quick and so fast. I mean, you kind of need words of wisdom.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is how he got discovered. Do you know this story?
Tell me.
So he's like, all I want is a record deal. How do I get a record deal?
Right.
So he looks in Billboard magazine, and he was a big fan of Warner Brothers because he liked Joni Mitchell and he liked Jimi Hendrix. He's like, okay, well, I'd like to be a part of Warner Brothers.
Right.
So he sees the name Mo Osteen, and he's like, well, that guy gets tapes all day long. I can't send it to him. So right under that was his assistant.
Okay.
So he's like, well, I'll send my tape to his assistant. His assistant's name is David Burson. Good old Dave.
Dave.
So Dave's his assistant. And he's like, well, I'll send him the tape instead. Well, Dave never gets tapes.
Yeah.
He's in administration.
Uh-huh.
He has nothing to do with A&R.
Okay.
So Dave gets a tape. He's like, holy cow, somebody sent me a tape.
Yeah.
So he listens to it. He likes it.
Uh-huh.
So Dave goes to lunch with the head of A&R. His name is Lenny Warnercruz.
Okay.
And Lenny's like, dude, I get tapes all day long, every day. Plus, we're not accepting anything new right now.
Right.
And Dave's like, no, dude, you've got to hear it. This guy's got a great voice.
Uh-huh.
And basically insists, and they're in the car and pushes it, and you're listening to this.
Uh-huh.
And so Lenny listens to it, and he's like, yeah, this guy's got a voice for radio, you know?
Yeah, he does.
And he's like, I'm not really sure about the songs, but his voice is terrific.
Right.
He compared him to James Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lenny goes on later and says, if he would have sent it to the A&R department, it would have been instantly rejected.
Right.
But instead, found a way around.
Brilliant. That's freaking brilliant.
Incredible, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, the next song on the album is a song called Say You'll Be Mine.
Say you'll be mine. Say you'll be mine until the sun shines. Say you'll be mine. Bring me the dream of a lifetime. Well, I just can't hide the truth no more.
What do you think?
I dig it.
I dig it too, man.
Yeah.
This is Christopher Gross giving a little gravel to his voice. You know, we talked about how beautiful it is, but this is like him getting grashy. Yeah, I like it.
This is the number one track off of his first album.
Debut album, Christopher Gross. Yeah.
I think it kind of resembles Jimmy Buffett a little bit. It's just kind of a feel-good little vibe
I can hear
to
that.
it.
Yeah,
you know?
now that you say it, I can hear that for sure.
So
Speaking of Jimmy Buffett,
Yeah.
another thing that we haven't touched on, have you noticed that every single album cover of his has a flamingo on it?
I love it. Yeah, I think it's his cool little style. Yeah.
And I think it's just plain accident. Just like, you know, the first one had a flamingo and he was like, why not? Let's just keep doing that.
You know why?
Tell me.
So he had a friend who's like, hey, I painted this picture. I think it looks like your music sounds. And so he's like, well, okay. And so they took it to the record company. They're like, well, what do you think about this as the album cover? And they cleaned it up and kind of colored it and made it look good.
Yeah.
But, you know, part of the reason why he wasn't on the cover, he said he wasn't intentionally not putting himself out there, but he was a big guy.
You know, it's interesting that you say that. I just want to say this because I always thought he was a big guy too, but I've looked at him performing back in the 80s, he's tall,
Right.
and I would describe him as maybe husky,
Right.
but it's not like he's gargantuan. I mean, he's not Frank Black from the Pixies, got that big old belly on him.
Right.
The thing is, though, he's got that face. He's got the face of a guy who's pushing 300, although he's probably like 250 or something.
Right.
And I mean, all respect to the man, beautiful voice, incredible talent. He looks kind of like Slimer in his face, you know. I mean, I'm just saying it's just the truth, right? Now, I have no doubt that this guy gets any girl he wants to get just by singing to them. So, hey, you balance things out. I can't sing like him. I wish I could, right?
I've got a great story on his first wife. Did you hear this story?
No, come on.
So his first wife, she was 18, he was 22. He had known her for 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. But he said I was a horny guitar player, and that was it, right? So they go to the courthouse to get married.
Yeah.
And one of his buddies, who's standing in as like his best man, and it was one of those deals where the judge has said, "All right, now I pronounce you man and wife," or whatever.
Yeah.
And his best man said, "This is not going to end well." And
Well,
guess what? It didn't.
It didn't. Okay.
In fact, his marriage was falling apart while he's on this meteoric ascent.
Right. He said, "Say you'll be mine," and she said, "No."
No, not happening. By the way, this song reached number 20 on the charts.
Nice. Okay.
It's kind of a hit.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. We're to a point that we got to say it's the song, one of the three that you've been waiting for, right?
It's the one.
Yep.
It's the one.
Okay. Here we go. Next song on the album, Sailing.
far down to paradise. At least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away and find tranquility. Oh, the can.
It's difficult to describe the beauty of this song.
I've heard it hundreds of times. I've been singing it in my head for the last week because we've been covering this album. It won't get out of my head. And still, when you turn it on and play it, it makes my heart hurt. It just, it's just an amazing. You've got a 28-piece string section coming in at the beginning. You get this magical wind chime, and it takes you away to where you want to be. Like he said it, like how did you figure this out?
It's not that far to paradise.
It's gold. This is just pure gold. Now, he says this is his favorite song off the debut album. Okay.
Can't blame him.
Right. But here's the story on this, right?
Yeah.
At this debut album, Warner Brothers, as you mentioned, didn't really like his songs as much. And he recorded a song specifically to be the single that they release. Now, what they end up doing is releasing Ride Like the Wind because it's got the 4 on the floor. It's got a drive to it. And obviously it does very well. You mentioned Mo Osteen. They're talking about what's the next song that is going to get released. And he's on tour, So he's talking to Mo Osteen on the phone. And Mo Osteen says the next one we're going to release is Sailing. And Christopher Cross is like, I don't think that's a good idea. That's not a single. That's an album track. That's not a single. I love the song, but it's not. You shouldn't do it. And Mo Osteen's like, okay, but that's the next song that we're going to release.
Thank you very much.
And Christopher Cross says, okay, well, I think you're an idiot. And then there's this long pause, and he goes, sir. And it turns out that Mo Osteen was the head of Warner Brothers for a reason, because this is the first #1 song for him. It's just amazing.
It's amazing.
Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it. Just a dream of the wind that carries me. Soon I will be free.
And you and I have been talking, like we talked today, and we talked about the fact that this is, his daughter is a key producer in the Yacht Rock documentary. And, it was kind of funny when he talked about how he made his $50,000 surplus selling weed in order to start his music career. He was like, was that off? And she's like, no, this is great. But anyway, Yacht Rock, right? Have we said the word yet? Have we said those two words yet? Okay, so he's a key part of the documentary. He's obviously a key part of the scene, the Yacht Rock scene. And we're talking, I'm like, is there any way that the term Yacht Rock doesn't come from this song?
There's no way.
There's no way, right?
This is the epicenter of Yacht Rock.
It has to be. And I looked at Yacht Rock on the Wikipedia, and it talks about, Beach Boys and Sloop John B. and Captain Tennille and all this other stuff. But I said to you, there's no way that without this song that category of music is still called Yacht Rock. It's called something else.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, it's called Asia. I don't know what it's not going to be called Yacht Rock except for this song. And this is the definitive, you're on the boat, man. You're on the boat.
I mean, I listen to this song and docksiders appear on my feet. I just, I've got to knock salt off my arm.
Okay, so do you know the story behind the song?
Well, tell me.
It's literally about sailing. Troubled childhood, which I'll get into a little bit more detail later, but troubled childhood. And he has a friend who has a sailboat, who's like a kind of a surrogate big brother for him. He has regular brothers, but this guy was just kind of there for him whenever he was down, and he would take him out. And literally that's where the words come from. It takes me away. It takes me away from all of my problems. I can just feel myself relaxing and being at ease when I'm sailing. Now, he writes this song about that experience. Fast forward 28 years. He's on the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Howard Stern, and Howard Stern's like, who's the guy? And he's like, I don't really feel comfortable. But Howard Stern is Howard Stern. He's like, tell me who, come on, man. Come on. Just tell me his name.
Yeah.
Push. And he's a little embarrassed, and because he knows what Howard Stern's going to do with this. And he's like, okay, it's Al what? Glasscock. And of course, Stern is like, "Oh, I'm going to go somewhere with this," but apparently Howard Stern like puts it out there, like, "Does anybody know this Al Glasscock guy?" And within minutes, somebody's called and like, "Yeah, I work with him." He gets a hold of Al Glasscock and he tries to make a bit out of his weird last name, but the guy is just so nice and easygoing that even Howard Stern is just like, "Yeah, okay, we'll make this friendly. I'm not going to be a dick,
Yeah,
we'll make this friendly." And he calls up Christopher Cross. He's like, "Hey, I found him. Do you want to talk to him again?"
Yeah.
And they reunite through Howard Stern. And ultimately, Christopher Cross sends him a copy of his gold record that he got for this song that he wrote while on Al Glasscock's sailboat.
That's fantastic.
Great story.
What a great story. What a great song. I will tell you this about this song.
Yeah.
You mentioned the strings at the beginning of that totally capture you, right?
Yeah.
As soon as they start, I'm like, oh, bracing myself for the beauty that's coming. Total accident.
What?
Yeah, so they're mixing it, right?
Okay.
And you've got the producer, you've got Christopher Cross, and you've got Christopher Cross's wife's brother,
Okay.
his brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is back in the day when you had it like on reels,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, you've got what you've played and then you've got the strings. And when you press play, the strings started before the studio stuff started. So you have this swell of strings that was supposed to sync up with the very beginning of the song, but it happened like 20 seconds in front.
Oh.
And they're sitting there like, oh, whoops, what happened there? And the brother-in-law is like, man, that is so cool you guys did that because that is a really neat way to kind of capture the beauty of that song. And they're like, I guess it is kind of cool. And that's why you have the strings at the beginning of that song.
That's great.
So-
that is a great story.
Okay, just a couple of little tidbits for you on this song. VH1 called Sailing the most soft-sational soft rock song of all time.
Soft-sational.
Soft-sational. It hits number 1 August 30th, 1980.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 on the Hot 100 that same week, All Out of Love by Air Supply.
Very good.
Okay.
Who, in case you weren't paying attention, we are comparing Christopher Cross to. Check out our next episode on Air Supply's Greatest Hits.
It's coming.
Yep.
It's coming. All right, next song on the album is the Oscar-winning song, Arthur's Theme, Best That You Can Do.
Once in your life, you find her, someone who turns your heart around, and next thing you know, you're closing down the town. Wake up and it's
Okay, I cannot remember how I had access to this song. Maybe we had the Arthur soundtrack, my house. I don't remember what it was, but I can tell you that at 6 years old, I could not stop playing the song. It was my favorite song of that moment, without a doubt. Loved it, and I still think it's great.
when you get caught between the moon and New York City. I know it's crazy, but it's true. If you get caught between the moon and New York City.
It is freaking 80s gold.
It is.
I mean, it's Oscar-winning gold.
Beautiful piano at the beginning. I mean, you got a fun movie that goes along with it, which, I mean, if you can't laugh at being an alcoholic and a drunk driver, what else can you laugh at?
Right.
And I will say this, you mentioned as a cinematic sin in one of our group texts that you have not seen Arthur.
Not yet.
I haven't seen it either.
Really?
I feel like maybe we should do the reaction video for that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. But yeah, Dudley Moore and Liza Minnelli, who also is a factor in the writing of this song, right?
The creation of this song is so unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
If it weren't true, you would not believe it.
Right.
Okay? This song is written by Burt Bacharach.
Yes. I mean, huge, famous, great musician, great songwriter. Yes.
Along with Christopher Cross.
Yes, of course.
I mean, Burt Bacharach did the score for Arthur.
Yeah.
So he got together with Christopher Cross. They wrote this song along with a woman named Carol Bayer Sager.
Who ultimately would marry Burt Bacharach.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And then a guy named Peter Allen.
Peter Allen and Carol Baker Sager Bayer Sager wrote songs together.
Yes, they did.
The line "Caught Between the Moon and New York City" actually comes from another song that they did together.
That's right.
Comes from Peter Allen being stuck up in the air over John F. Kennedy Airport, and it's nighttime. He's literally stuck between the moon and New York City.
It's right.
Yeah. But what a great poetic line, right?
So listen to this.
Okay.
So yes, that line does come from a previously unreleased song.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It's got that something
Yes.
there. There's something there.
Catchy something.
Right?
Yes.
So listen to this.
Sticky. Sticky.
It's sticky.
Yeah.
According to flight attendant Susan Lena, she said, Peter Allen was on my flight, and when he was deplaning, he said to me, "You have inspired me to write a song, and you will know it when you hear it."
I love that.
How cool is that?
So Peter Allen, Liza Minnelli's husband,
Former husband.
was a yes,
Yes.
very, and then I'm quoting Wikipedia here, flamboyant performer on stage.
Right.
And he, after he and Liza split up, he became partners with the man. Tragically, they both died of age-related cancer I think within 8 months of each other or something like that. But he and Carol Bayer Sager had written songs together, but she ends up doing more with Burt Bacharach, right?
That's right.
And so what did they do together?
So Burt Bacharach and Carol Bayer Sager have written a couple of songs,
Okay.
a couple of number one hits.
Okay.
One of them is a song called On My Own. Patti LaBelle, who we've talked about on the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack.
Yes.
And Michael McDonald.
Of course.
Right?
Right.
And they also wrote That's What Friends Are For.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Who-
Dionne Warwick?
Dionne Warwick,
Yeah.
Elton John, Stevie Wonder, and Gladys Knight.
Oh, okay. Very.
Number one hit in 86.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, nice. I like it.
I hate to leave this song so quickly, but it is so good.
Yeah.
But we can't get stuck here.
Yeah, I can say maybe we can talk more when we do our reaction video to Arthur.
Okay, D, before we move on to the next song, I've got a little tidbit I just want to run by you real quick.
Okay.
One of the Grammys that Christopher Cross won that night in 1981 was Best New Artist.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard, but there's kind of a stigma around the Best New Artist Grammy.
Okay.
Okay. So there for a while, they've talked about the Best New Artist curse,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And Christopher Cross is one of the victims of that curse.
Well, I mean, when you have that big of a showing on your debut album, there's nowhere else to go but down.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So here you go. Here's my case for the curse.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a case against the curse. Okay.
Yeah.
So the case for the curse, in 1977, you have the Starlight Vocal Band, Best New Artist.
Never heard of them.
1979, you have A Taste of Honey.
That's the name of the band?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The song you might know is Boogie Oogie Oogie.
Okay. Yeah.
1981, you have Christopher Cross. Get this. I'm going to blow your socks off with this.
Yeah.
1990, of course, you have the infamous Milli Vanilli. We know about
I
that.
knew that one was coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
1961, Grammy for Best New Musical Artist, Bob Newhart.
What?
Bob freaking Newhart.
Wow. That's crazy.
Right?
Okay.
So-
Yep.
All right, here's my case against.
Okay.
Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, Adele, Billie Eilish, and the Beatles.
Well, those are all pretty good. They were not cursed.
Right. All right. Last tidbit for Arthur.
Okay.
Okay. I've never seen Arthur. I've never seen Arthur 2.
Right.
Okay. Arthur 2 was released the summer of 1988.
Okay.
It was released 1 week before maybe the best movie of the 1980s.
It was released 1 week before Die Hard?
Before Die Hard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was released 2 weeks before maybe the worst movie of the 1980s.
Caddyshack 2?
Caddyshack 2.
Woo! Look at me go.
Summer of 88. Let's go.
Nice. Nice.
All right. Next song on the album, Any Old Time.
Everyone, maybe once or twice, finds a friend that's a friend for life. Somebody
All due respect to people who love this song. This does not belong on a greatest hits album.
This got to go.
Yeah.
This is a replacement song.
Okay, so fair, agree Hard agree.
Okay.
You're giving me a very repetitious chorus to start the
It sounds
song.
like a clock.
It was not good.
That song was originally written for Barbra Streisand, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you replacing it with?
We're bringing in the right-hander. We're bringing in Think of Laura.
Oh, okay.
Every once in a while, I'd see her smile. She turned my day around.
Think of Laura, number 9 hit, not on this greatest hits album.
That's an odd choice.
Okay. Beautiful top 10 hit from 1983.
Love it.
Check your bingo card. This is the second episode in a row that we're going to talk about Anthony Gary.
Luke and Laura.
Can you believe that?
It's weird. I would not have expected that to come up. Yes, in a row even.
In a row.
Yeah. So if you missed our last couple of episodes, we compared Pee-wee's Big Adventure 2, UHF. Philo, the mad scientist in UHF, is played by
Anthony Gary.
Anthony Gary is also known as Luke from General Hospital, whose name that comes along with him in all circumstances is Laura.
Right.
Now, this song is not about her,
Right.
but CBS decided to go ahead and use it anyway.
That's right. They did. Yeah. Tell me the story.
So this song is about a girl that was a roommate of one of Christopher Cross's girlfriends, who was a lacrosse player. I mean, she was sitting in the back of a car had been with her family for homecoming at the college that they were going to. This is a girlfriend's roommate, and there's some gang gunfire, and she gets killed. It's just tragic.
She's sitting in the back of her father's car and gets hit by a stray bullet.
Yeah. And so it's just this horrible circumstance. Christopher Cross writes this tribute song for her and says, because he knew her, and he's like, when you think of Laura, laugh, don't cry, because that's what she would want.
That's right.
It's this really moving circumstance. And they decide to use it to promote General Hospital's plot line where Laura has disappeared and they're trying to find her.
Right.
Like, this is bad taste on top of bad taste, man.
Yeah.
That's really terrible.
So the interesting thing to me is he goes to her family and says, listen, I wrote this song. It's a tribute to her. Would you be offended if I put it on my album? And they said, no. I mean, if it gives solace to somebody else, then that's great. You should do that.
Yeah.
So he puts it out there on the album. Well, Anthony Gary is a fan of the song, and he's trying to think of a way to bring the actress who played Laura, who broke away to do films, try to bring her back.
Yeah.
And back in these days, if you only played a short amount of the song, you didn't have to pay royalties.
Right.
And so they're just like, oh, great, scoop that song up. And
They did it over and over again, too.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yep.
He was not happy. He has openly said, this is not okay.
That's
that
not
you
what
use
I
this.
intended. That's right.
Now, I played you another song, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so here's this one. So, beautiful cover. This is Boys to Men. This song is called Think of Aaliyah. Remember Aaliyah?
I do.
So Aaliyah, if you don't remember, she was on Star Search when she was about 12, sang with Gladys Knight. How weird that she would come up twice in one episode.
Seriously.
And then I have to mention this. I'm reading her history, and I'm like, her first album is produced by R. Kelly. And I'm like, ooh. And then I see that the name of the album is Age is Just a Number. And I'm like, ooh. And then I'm like, holy crap, they were married?
What?
1994. She would have been 14, maybe 15 years old.
What?
It ultimately was annulled because it probably was an illegal marriage.
Of course.
How did people not get the red flags back in the mid-90s when that happened?
Wow, dude.
Yeah, very weird. Very weird. But, I mean, justice comes slowly, I guess. Anyway, she moves on from that and is doing very well. I mean, she's got a lot of great songs.
Yeah,
and she's in this movie called Queen of the Damned. And then, tragically, she's down in the Caribbean and is is on a plane that they have improperly loaded, and it crashes almost immediately after taking off. The pilot is found to have had cocaine and alcohol in his system and was not licensed to fly that kind of plane. Tragically, she is killed. And so Boyz II Men releases this cover of Think of Laura as Think of Aaliyah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful song.
Yeah.
Okay, next song on the album is Charm the Snake. I love this song, D. This is like my undiscovered Christopher Cross hit right here.
It's a great one, yeah. And this is a little bit later on. Was this 85?
85.
Now-
I'm surprised this didn't make more of a noise.
Yeah, I mean, it did okay. It did okay. But did you see the video for this?
I did.
Did you think of Top Gun or Days of Thunder? Because I saw it. I mean, you got that golden sunset and
for
prepping
sure.
that. I mean, what they're doing is they're doing drag car racing instead of, aircraft carrier landing the jets. But
Yeah.
it's that same style.
You got the pretty girl cheering for him.
And it turns out it's not Tony Scott. As a matter of fact, Tony Scott wouldn't have that footage until the next year,
That's right.
1986.
That's right.
But it was directed by
David
Fincher.
Clock on the wall, gonna keep on ticking. Charm that snake now, baby. Charm that snake now, baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's not his style that I'm familiar with, but shoot, he knew what he was doing, man. It's a pretty cool video.
That's pre-Alien 3,
Yes.
pre-Fight Club, pre-7.
That's probably pre-Rock the Cradle of Love, actually. Yeah.
It is pre-Rock the Cradle of Love.
Yeah.
Pre-Vogue.
Yeah.
So, directed by David Fincher, Christopher Cross racing race cars, which he had a hobby of doing.
Yeah. Not these exact type of cars, but these cars looked cooler. And he was kind of excited to do it too.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Do you know who sings background vocals on this?
No.
Richard Marx.
Of course. Of course.
I love this song. I think it's great. Next song on the album.
Yep.
We think about the love.
All right, Every Turn of the World is the title track and lead single of his third album,
Okay.
which had a little more rock to it.
Yeah.
And I like this song. I think it's good.
Yeah, this is okay. Again, it's kind of a rocker. This is him, getting after it a bit.
Reached number 44 on the Hot 100. Didn't quite crack the top 40. Still a good song.
Still a charting song.
I like it.
Worth the listen.
All right. Final song on the album
Yeah.
is a song called That Girl.
I think we found our last song to replace.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm coming in strong with the song Never Be the Same,
Okay.
which was the third single off of the first album.
Okay.
So this song peaked at number 15 in 1980. This is when Christopher Cross is still rolling through all these hits off that first album.
Yep.
I think it's a great song. I love it.
Okay. So I didn't really go into the history. Seems like a weird place to give the beginning at the end here, but let me just say. So Christopher Cross bounced from place to place, bounced from Texas to Japan, back to Texas again. His dad was in the Army. He was actually a pediatrician, took care of Dwight D. Eisenhower's grandchildren.
That's right.
David and Julia Eisenhower, I'm
Yes.
guessing. But his dad had also been a musician, played this double bass for, you ready for this? Lawrence Welk. And I mean, there's a lot of comedy associated with Lawrence Welk, but Lawrence Welk was Lawrence
That's a
Welk for a
big
reason,
name.
right?
That's
Like
right,
that's not nothing. And his dad was an incredibly bad alcoholic, ultimately passed away from cirrhosis of the liver. But there were these moments where he would put on a Glenn Miller album. His dad would put on the Glenn Miller album. He'd get out his double bass and he'd play along it. And he said in those moments, that would be when I saw joy in my dad's face, right?
Yeah.
Just not happy all of his life except for those little moments. And he even referred to it as just the happiest time in his life was when he was playing music. So Christopher Cross is like kind of captivated by this idea that music can make you happier. He's having obviously a tough time too. And he goes to the music store and he's like, listen, my dad loves Glenn Miller. I love listening to it. Do you have something that's like that, but for somebody my age? And he brings him Dave Brubeck's Time Out.
Okay.
Which if you listen to it, it's freaking amazing.
Okay.
And Christopher Cross listens to it and he is transfixed by the drums. And so he asks his parents for drums and they get him a drum set. And so for his first band, which I believe was called the Psychos, he played the drums and sang because everybody else was too chicken to sing.
That's right.
And he said they used to play at makeout parties, which is basically like the parents hosted a party, not realizing that all the kids were in like closets and back rooms making out with each other, right?
Sure.
And paid them $50 for playing music.
Yeah.
And so then he joins another band called Flash. This time he's playing guitar, is getting into the rock and roll scene a little bit more. And he ends up going to Haight-Ashbury in like the late 60s when all the counterculture is happening over there. Comes back to the high school with long hair. And on the Wikipedia page, it will tell you that he graduated from this high school in like 69. No, he did not.
That's right.
No, he did not. He came in and the principal was like, you're not coming to school with hair that long. And he said, then I guess I'm not coming to the school.
See you guys later.
He left. Now he still played at their prom.
Did he really?
He did.
That's crazy.
And he was voted like most creative or something like that. So they still kind of. Now, here's the rest of the story on that one. Many years later, he's got all these attorney friends who he used to sell weed to back in the 70s.
Right.
And they're like, we're getting you this high school diploma. And they did it. They got a hold of the school. They worked their magic, whatever they did. And he received an honorary high school diploma.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Man. That's great. All right, D. Well, that wraps up Christopher Cross.
Okay.
I've got one last thing I want to tell you about before we break for Air Supply next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard about the Woodstock of Yacht Rock?
No.
Apparently, this is happening at the end of this year in Cabo San Lucas.
Oh, okay.
Cabo Wabo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Christopher Cross, Kenny Loggins, Alan Parsons, Ambrosia, Rick Springfield. There's all sorts of big name.
Not Steely Dan. Because they would not be associated with that
Steely
name.
Dan's like, freaking screw you guys. But they're having this big festival.
Oh, dude.
In Mexico.
That would be awesome.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Let's find a way to go.
I would love to go to that.
That would be awesome.
All right.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this Soft Rock Master. Come back next week when we talk about Air Supply, making love out of nothing at all.
We're all out of love.
Oh, man. Okay. Thanks, guys. See you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.